Tonight, a Frisco woman is living every mother's worst nightmare. Her family and the entire district are grieving the tragic death of a brother, son, and student athlete. Police say another student stabbed and killed 17-year-old Austin Metcalf during a track meet this morning at Frisco's Cookendall Stadium. The suspect, who's also 17 and attended a competing school, is now charged with murder. Investigators say a fight broke out between the two, which ended with Austin's death. Tonight, we have team coverage on the investigation and the vigil that just wrapped. Austin's mom and twin brother sat down with Tiffany Liu. Tonight, on a Wednesday night, Austin Metcalf would typically have been here at his church's youth group, but instead his friends, family, and loved ones gathered to grieve his loss together.
We're going to go to the vigil tonight.
When you lose one of the most important people in your life,
So many kids loved him.
comfort can be found with those who love him.
Just doesn't make any sense.
Megan Metcalf got the call this morning.
Just because the kid was mad, my son is not here anymore. And I don't understand it.
Her 17-year-old son, Austin Metcalf, was at a UIL track meet at Kirkendall Stadium. Police say there was an altercation between two Frisco ISD students.
I got a phone call from Hunter
Austin's identical twin.
screaming that Austin had been stabbed.
Megan beat the ambulance to the hospital and saw him get taken in.
He was the most amazing kid. Oh, so smart. He had college football. Guys looking at him to play in college. His goal was to play in college.
While we were talking to Mom,
Just to put your arms wrap around the support.
Austin's brother
This is Hunter. Did you want to talk to him? Hey.
came outside. Hunter Metcalf was there when it happened.
I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So that's just what I saw. And I try to help him.
From the day they were born 17 years ago, Austin, just 4 minutes older, was Hunter's best friend.
He knew how much I loved him, how much I do for him. I do anything for him.
They ran together, played football together. They had that twin sense only twins would understand.
It's just really heartbreaking not to see him next year on the field.
Hunter never imagined the day he and Austin would be apart.
This is going to be really hard.
In Frisco, I'm Tiffany Liu. So tragic. We've learned there will be counselors at Frisco Memorial, where Austin was a student, and at Centennial, where the suspect attended. Matt Howerton heard from students and parents there and found out this teen suspect had a future on the football field until today.
Welcome back to Crime Time Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Please do me that solid and hit them buttons, sub up and all that for updates and other crime and true crime content. Join the discussion. But seriously, man, sad news, sad story here in Frisco, Texas. Just a week ago, as I'm delivering y'all this commentary here on April 9th, this happened April 2nd at a school district track meet, as we're about to get into the young man who is arrested in custody, $1 million bail, Karmelo Anthony. No relation to basketball great Karmelo Anthony. He's just spelled with a C. The kid we're talking about here is spelled with a K. No relation, nothing like that. Both these dudes were athletes. And to me, what it seems like is, and for real, y'all, comment if you've ever had an incident like this, or you've known of something like this, you've seen it firsthand. This is what I'm taking from it, is that just a heated argument getting out of hand, you know what I mean? And those split-second decisions, walking the other way, or just doing something to neutralize when something is about to jump off, can make all the difference, as that's what it's seeming to me like here, that just some words, a little senseless beef turned into a death. You're going to hear the father of the deceased, Austin Metcalf. You've seen his twin brother there with the mother doing interviews. And I'm seeing some people criticizing the families for doing interviews and such like that, like they're trying to get up in the limelight. And I just don't see that. You know what I mean? I think that that's that is wildly insensitive. Like, slow down, people. You know what I mean? We see that so often with the internet, the blogosphere and narratives. People want to talk ish and everything like that. Like, they lost their child. You know what I mean? They're going through it. They're mourning and they're getting on the news and sharing their story. And hopefully someone else can hear this and it can play into a factor where it changes things. You know what I'm saying? Where someone else will think about reacting differently. As I was saying, that's what it's seeming to me like here, a stupid little beef. As at the track meet, you see this tent in the bleachers where I guess the different schools at the track meet had their own little, headquarters or bench area for each team. And he was like, yo, like, get the fuck up out of here. Why are you under our tent at our bench? And the dude told him, hey, I guess he told him to kick rocks, burn it up, move or whatever. And he said, yo, if you try to move me, allegedly, as this all has to play out in court and everything like that, you know what I mean? We're just going over the information and all that that's out at this current moment, at this juncture, right? He said, hey, if you touch me, I'm paraphrasing, there's going to be a problem or something like that. And he tried to move him and dude pulled a shank up out of his bag and stuck him, which the police do have that. They did indeed find the weapon in the bleachers. Dude threw it. Allegedly, he confessed. We're going to get all into that. I don't think that dude is going to beat this case. I believe he's going to take a plea. There's stuff about self-defense, which ain't no way in hell that's going to work at all, in my opinion. But the father of the deceased said, hey, I forgive this young man, for me to be able to move on in my life, but lives are destroyed. His life is destroyed. He's going to go to prison, as we're about to get into. He was an athlete as well. Both of them had dreams of playing college football and, were prospects from my understanding. Texas is a big school and like y'all know about, right? Friday Night Lights, Texas and Florida is the #1 spots where high school football, going into college programs down there take their football serious. And as that lady on the news just said, the Karmelo Anthony, who was in custody, he had dreams of playing college football as well, as also did Austin, who's deceased. Hunter is the identical twin brother, and for real, they like, if y'all see the pictures, they look identical, for real. But like you're going to hear the father say, we'll get into that clip after this brief clip here, talking about the dude who's arrested. It's senseless. He forgives them. Lives are lost. Lives are destroyed. And it's all over a little stupid beef, like where something that just happened for a brief moment, some tension. I don't know if they knew each other prior to this, competing from different schools against each other. They had some kind of rivalry or something like that. Like, why was dude underneath their tent? Who knows? More information will come out as things carry on. But just a brief moment where maybe a little scuffle would have happened or something like that. A little fight, a little scrap. Everyone would be alive. Things would carry on. Maybe someone would be suspended from school or something like that. But he reached in his bag and pulled out a shank and stuck him, allegedly. And it's like, there's questions you're going to hear maybe on the news where they're saying, how did the students have a weapon there? Like, why didn't they go through metal detectors that the athletes typically don't, but other people do? Why was he carrying a shank like that? That's pretty wild. As his family has spoke out and given a statement as well. We'll get to all that.
The video 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony wanted everyone to see. A highlight reel of him playing football for Centennial High in Frisco. Something colleges watched.
Karmelo Anthony, class of 2025, Centennial High School, Frisco, Texas.
The teen proudly writing online he'd been offered several scholarships to play at various schools. But those dreams deflated Wednesday. Anthony charged with murder after police say he stabbed Austin Metcalf to death, another athlete from within Frisco ISD, at the district track meet following a fight.
I got the alleged suspect in handcuffs right now, detained.
Police swarming the scene. From the sky, we saw them collecting evidence at the stadium. Metcalf later dying at the hospital.
There are two families that got impacted. And their parents will be thinking that they're coming back by tonight, right? And all these things happened.
Parents picking up their students from Centennial Wednesday in disbelief.
Can't even imagine thinking about that, how their parents going through right now.
Students consumed by the news, many talking about it as they left class for the day. This sophomore telling us she knew Anthony.
To take someone's life is just like a different level, and it's like disgusting to me, honestly.
A motive not clear Wednesday night. Frisco PD still investigating, with the future on the gridiron in the balance. Many wondering why.
Nothing is an excuse for doing such a criminal act, I would say. It's unimaginable.
A big question many of you are asking, how could a student get a stabbing weapon inside this district track meet? We know spectators often go through metal detectors, athletes generally don't. We asked Frisco ISD about that, or if there were even metal detectors here Wednesday. A spokesperson telling us that more info will be released at a later date. Go to Texas, where a father says he forgives the teen accused of fatally stabbing his son at a high school track meet. Police are now revealing what led to the terrifying moment. Here's ABC's Andrea Fujii.
New details about the killing of Austin Metcalf, the student stabbed at a high school track meet near Dallas. According to the arrest affidavit, 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony has confessed to the killing, saying he was trying to protect himself.
He knew how much I loved him, how much I do for him. Anything, I do anything for him.
Hunter Metcalf says he held his twin brother Austin as he was dying.
I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I looked at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So.
It happened at the district championship meet in Frisco. Hunter says his brother had asked Karmelo to move his seat because he was sitting under the wrong tent. A witness says Karmelo replied, "Touch me and see what happens." And when Austin grabbed him, Karmelo allegedly pulled a knife.
They asked him to move, and when Austin grabbed his backpack to move, take it, he stabbed him in the chest and killed him.
He's now charged with first-degree murder.
Just because the kid was mad, my son is not here anymore. And I don't understand it.
Austin is being remembered as an honors student with aspirations to play college football. Despite the shocking loss, Austin's father says he chooses forgiveness over anger.
I forgive the other person because the forgiveness is not for him. The forgiveness is for me, so I can have peace. His life is destroyed. My life is destroyed.
The arrest affidavit says as Karmelo Anthony was being arrested, he asked if Austin was okay. Anthony is being held on $1 million bond.
All right, so as I was saying earlier, this is a senseless act of violence, just like the father was saying there. He forgives. He's tore up, lives are lost, ruined, the families of both these kids. Everyone just affected over something that was senseless and shouldn't have happened. You heard that when the kid was being taken into custody. He's like, yo, is he okay? You know, and it just goes to being young and dumb, wanting to be tough or whatever the case may be. I just don't understand why this kid had a knife in his bag. Like, what the fuck is going on with that? You know what I'm saying? Seriously, y'all, young and dumb. Oh, he's going to try to flex on me, push me up out of here, touch me, see what happens. And he shanked him, and the kid's life is lost, and he's being taken into custody. You know, it's something so wild with the youth these days. They just seem to me, as a parent and all that, it seems like the kids are so out of touch with reality. I don't know if it's this internet-ish or what it is, man, you know, but like, no, he ain't okay. You stabbed him. He's deceased. And like they said, $1 million bond. The family has got an attorney, Billy Clark, out of Austin, Texas, who's saying they're trying to reduce the bond from $1 million, get it lower. As I shared earlier, there's people saying, what's up with all these GoFundMes and this other one, Give, Go, Send? Like, where is all this money being raised? And I was surprised to find out one of these GoFundMes, or I just referenced them as that, even though there's different ones that, you know, are fundraisers, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I think it's Give, Go, Send. One is for like 150,000 and one is for 330,000. And it shocked me to find out one of them was started by the family of Karmelo Anthony, the one charged with first-degree murder, who, like I said, it just is not looking too good for him. They got the weapon. You heard him getting taken into custody. It's alleged that he flat out confessed, that he told one of the police, I think it's on that soundbite they have, where they said, we have the alleged attacker in custody, and he was saying, it's not alleged, I did it. And he was just open and flat out confessed. I don't know what's going to happen, if the attorney's going to try to get that thrown out, or they're going to be able to do that, or what's going to be the outcome with certain court motions. But I'm thinking this kid is definitely going to end up taking a plea. And it's just so sad, you know, at the end of the day, a stupid argument. Like, they should have just fought, punch someone in the face, like get in a fight, whatever. You know, you're at this athletic event. Again, I don't know if they knew each other prior to this, playing sports against each other or whatever, why he was over at that tent that wasn't for his team or whatever. But he told him, yo, get up out of here, touch me, see what happens. He grabbed him, tried to push him out of there, and he stabbed him. And now both their lives are gone. You know, one deceased, that family's all tore up, and the other one, he's going to be rotting in jail. Comment and let me know what you guys think about this, how much time you think he's going to get. This is Texas. They don't mess around. As at the end of the day, he killed someone. You know what I mean? I'm not saying to have all kinds of sympathy for the kid or whatever, but I'm just pointing out what it is. Kids being young and stupid. And seriously, comment if you've ever had an instance like this in life where, you know, you've been a part of a fight or something that happened and, you know, someone almost ended up dead or something like that. I've been lucky. I've been in a lot of situations throughout my life where drunken fights or at a bar or at a party or something like that, or just outside, you know, being young and dumb, where something that at the most should have just been a scrap, someone stabbed someone or someone pulled a scrap out on someone or something like that. But, you know, like I've known someone that stabbed someone, that hit someone with a hammer, and that ran someone over with a car and actually beat all those cases. And thank God in those situations, no one ended up dead. You know what I mean? But that's what should be taken from this, how senseless and sad it is. And Karmelo's family put out a statement via their attorney. And once again, I believe they did one of these fundraisers. And altogether, both of them at the time of someone throwing these tweets up where they were criticizing them. You see, saying, "Oh, this family's all up in the limelight. They're doing a press tour." Like, let them be, let them grieve. You know, if they want to go on TV and talk about it, that's up to them. I get that there is situations where it comes off as odd or bizarre that people are all up in the news, but I don't find it to be like that. Let me know what you think, and what you think too about all this money raised. You see people saying, "Damn, why is so much money raised?" You know, like what's the point of it? For a burial, for a memorial? Hey, people want to donate their money. I guess they donate it. They haven't figured out what to do with these funds yet, as there has been instances where GoFundMes and stuff like that, the money wasn't given to people, where people opportunistically try to get money. But in this instance, again, I don't see what that is. I see just a whole community of people affected by such a flucked up situation that just shouldn't have happened. You know, two kids got their whole lives ahead of them, athletes, student athletes, and, you know, now both their lives are over in one way or another. But the attorney said, Karmelo and the entire Anthony family are sincerely saddened that a life was lost and offer their condolences to the family of Austin Metcalf, the attorney said in a statement on Monday. Now, again, you know, like, it's horrible what this kid did, but it's clear that he was just a kid, you know, like fully didn't even realize the reality and gravity of it all when he's like, "Yo, is he okay?" And then he just goes on to confess and all that. During this difficult time, we urge the public to refrain from rushing to judgment before all the facts and evidence are presented. Karmelo, like all citizens of the U.S., is entitled to a fair and impartial legal process. We are committed to ensuring that Karmelo's rights are indeed protected throughout each phase of the criminal justice system. So, I mean, that's a fact. Innocent until proven guilty. Some people say it's the other way around with the justice system, but yes, he's got a right to go to court and all that, but this is the US of A. People are going to react. People are going to rush to judge him. And I'm going to just keep it a buck. That whole self-defense thing, where he did say that to the police when he was confessing, "Oh, I was trying to protect myself." I mean, dude, he pushed you or grabbed you and you shanked him. And why did you even have that weapon with you? I think is going to be a big part of all this, that there was just no reason for it. You know, as self-defense laws are different from state to state. You know what I'm saying? But the whole stand your ground, I don't know what Texas is like and all that, but there's just no way any of that's going to apply here, in my opinion. There's multiple witnesses as well. And I don't know, this kid is just like, could he end up being convicted of the first degree murder? Will they offer him a plea? Again, everyone join the discussion in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, all that. You know, future content updates on this. Again, he's being held on $1 million bail. And the attorney's trying to get a bail reduction. But he went on to say, this will certainly be a long road ahead. And during the challenging time, we ask for prayers for both families. And we ask for your patience and respect for the legal process as we seek the truth. And this is what I was talking about, the crowd fundraising or whatever it's called. In the wake of the incident, Anthony's family has launched a fundraiser on the platform Give Go Send, which as of early Tuesday afternoon has raised more than $236,000. The fundraising page did not detail how the funds will be used. So you have it right there. One of those two fundraisers was started by the family of Karmelo. So that's something you don't see every day. And like I was saying here, Anthony made another spontaneous statement and reportedly asked an officer what happened. Could it be considered self-defense according to the arrest report? So he was saying, how am I looking? Once he started realizing what's going on, do you think that this could be self-defense? You know, because he allegedly confessed. And the officers say he told them he was protecting himself. One officer who responded, this is what I was talking about just a moment ago, to the scene, said Anthony told him unprompted, so not even being questioned or anything, without being asked any questions about the incident, quote, I was protecting myself. And then he said, Anthony reportedly said when the cop said, I have the alleged suspect in custody, Anthony reportedly said, I'm not alleged, I did it. So this is all on the police reports. Is it on body cams and stuff? I don't know. You know, we got to see how it all plays out in court. But, you know, it's clear to me that this kid is facing a serious bid. And that's what happens, man. Being young and dumb is what happened. And it's a damn shame, but it's still flat out murder. Now, the police also issued a statement because apparently there was something going on social media where someone was impersonating this police officer. This is David A. Shilson, chief of police. This is Frisco PD in Frisco, Texas. So he put out an official statement here saying, this week, our Frisco community suffered the devastating loss of our young residents, one of our young residents, because a senseless act of violence. On behalf of the Frisco Police Department, I want to offer our deepest condolences to all the families involved, especially the Metcalf family. Keeping our great city safe requires an incredible partnership with those who live and work here, as well as the community stakeholders. Therefore, I ask everyone to be cautious of the inaccurate info that is circulating related to the incident, and to only trust info that comes from official releases and verified sources. So again, I haven't seen these fake or impersonating of the police officer social media posts or what exactly it was or is. If you have, please comment. You know, again, with Crime Time Podcast, it's all about engaging with the viewers and hearing from the people, but leave pertinent links and all that. You know what I mean? I want to know everyone's thoughts, take opinion, but if I miss something or something like that, leave me a link, you know? And again, subscribe. I don't claim to be no expert or anything like that. You know what I mean? We're just breaking down the news, unpacking it all, but that's not uncommon, man. People are always trolling on social media. Like, you might say, why would someone do that? Who would take the time to put fake posts pretending to be the cop? I mean, just go on any social media site and type in someone's name and you'll see all the fake accounts with celebrities and all that. But hell, I've seen people do it with regular people. Beware of those taking to social media to deliberately spread misinformation, hate, fear, and division. Yesterday evening, a fictitious account was created using my name, perpetuating misinfo. This is a criminal offense and a third-degree felony, which will be investigated. So will they get the person who did that? And whoever did that, you're an asshole. You know what I mean? A tragedy happened. 2 families are mourning. The community's all flucked up. Obviously, people are greatly affected by this when they're throwing so much money at these fundraisers that the family of the alleged murderer facing first-degree murder, $1 million bail, they started up a give, go, send, a fundraiser and all that. Like, people are deeply reacting to this. Everyone is taken aback by this, and there's some asshole out here making a fake chief of police account to spread misinformation. I hope you get caught and charged, because you're a jackass, plain and simple. There's nothing funny about that. As part of our partnership in keeping our community safe and our schools safe, I ask this of the students, our students and parents. As parents, we must remind our sons and daughters that the choice and decisions they make today can lead to severe consequences for the rest of their lives. And that's a fact, man. Like I was pointing out, that's what this all boils down to. A little beef, maybe a fight could have just happened or something, which I'm not even saying for that to happen, but you pulled out a shank. What are you thinking? You know what I mean? Get it together, everyone. Don't let this be you. Learn from something like this. Violence cannot be the go-to means that our young people use as their only way to resolve disputes. We must have convos about what guides their decisions and motivations. Our students must consider their futures in everything, in every choice they make, in every word and image they post, in every person they are friends with. I'd like to express my thanks to those members from Frisco PD, Frisco FD, and Frisco ISD who responded quickly to this horrific and chaotic scene. I am also thankful to the school resource officer who quickly took the suspect into custody. I'd like to thank the many students who have offered statements and provided useful information related to this investigation, and I encourage anyone who has further info to please come forward. So, school resource officer was on it, took Karmelo into custody again. It's alleged he flat out confessed. Will that be admissible in court and all that? I don't know, but that is something to point out, that just the way this all popped off, more violence could have jumped off behind this, where other people started scrapping or attacking each other, and it was contained quickly, so that is something to point out. Based on my 23 years in Frisco, I am confident that the city's ability to respond to this tragedy with compassion and empathy. Together, we must all demonstrate mutual respect for one another. The Metcalf family has made clear through their statements during this very difficult week that they lean on their faith to guide them. I encourage our community to do the same. I ask that you lift up the Metcalf family in prayer and pray for all the families that have been impacted by this senseless act of violence. And once again, that's just what it is. And something else too, I forgot to point out on that previous paragraph when he was saying, good job, Frisco PD, Frisco FD, the school resource officer, and the school district period. He was saying, also pointing out that there is a lot of witnesses who saw this happen and have been open. No one's like, I ain't snitching, I ain't talking to the police. People are saying what it is, this is crazy. This happened at a track event, you know what I mean? So there you have it, a community just in shock, in grief, mourning. They're leaning on their faith. It's just crazy. Shouldn't have happened. Like I said, the cops got it right. Violence can't be the way to go, but sometimes things get a little more heated and things come to blows or whatever. But I don't want to encourage people to be violent, but if it's got to go that way, have a scrap. squabble. You know what I mean? No one needs to get stabbed, especially, like I said, over something at a sporting event. Like, this is just insane, man. But that's all we got right now. Look forward to talking to everyone in the comments. Subscribe to Crime Time Podcast, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace. God bless. And everyone, learn from this. I'm gone. Peace.